Hi, this is Bill Glazer of Glazer Kennedy Insider Circle. And I thought I'd tell you a little bit about me, but before I do that, I just want to let you know that one of the things that I oftentimes say when I'm speaking from the stage is that the entrepreneur is the loneliest person in the world. And it's really true, and I'm sure if you come to this website right now, you're an entrepreneur or somebody who wants to get into business, and you're looking for the place. And let me just tell you, you've arrived at the place, because Glazer Kennedy is the place where entrepreneurs can come together, learn the most cutting-edge marketing, advertising, and money-making strategies to help you grow your businesses. And we have over tens of thousands of members currently that are actually examples of just that. But as far as me, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I started out in my entrepreneurial world in 1974, right out of the University of Maryland. And I joined the family retail business. And we had 2 menswear stores in Baltimore, Maryland. And for the first 25 years that I was in that business, we were successful because we did 2 things. The first thing that we did that led to our success was we worked hard. We worked really hard. We would work 6 days, oftentimes 7 days a week. We had nothing for us to work 12 to 14-hour days. We were working extremely long hours. The second thing we did that led to our success was we worked hard. I know it's the same thing I said as the first thing, it's the truth. I just tell you that it's 2 of them because of the fact that it sounds better if it's 2 of them. But the truth of the matter is our success was hard work. But it wasn't until 1995 when a friend of mine who lives in Philadelphia, he invited me to come up to Pennsylvania for the day and spend the day with him and attend a success seminar that was being held with a lot of top professional speakers in lots of different categories. And the last speaker of that day was a gentleman by the name of Dan Kennedy. And for the first time, I heard somebody get up and talk about how to market and advertise your business, where the light bulb in my head went off and I said, this guy has got it. This is the guy I've been looking for. Up until now, I'm sure I went to all my industry seminars that were put on at all the annual big conventions and trade shows, and I listened to those speakers and I talked to other people in the same retail genre that I was in, and I was listening and watching what they were doing. And unfortunately, nobody was doing anything terrifically, but everybody was just copying everybody else's stuff, and they were all getting mediocre results. But when I heard Dan talk about his magnetic ideas for magnetically attracting customers and getting the customers that you have to already come back to you more frequently, then I finally realized that I found the right mentor for me. I invested immediately in his magnetic marketing system. I devoured it on the train ride home to Baltimore from Philadelphia. Got back to Baltimore and I started implementing right away a lot of the unusual but highly effective marketing techniques that he was teaching. And I saw extraordinary results in my business. As a matter of fact, my 2 menswear stores grew to become one of the top 10 most successful menswear stores in the United States. Then in 1997, I had the good fortune to be able to meet with Dan personally. He actually came to Baltimore and he was speaking again at the same success seminar that he was speaking in 1995. And I wrote him a letter and I asked him if I could take him out to dinner. I never forget, he called me up and he said, Bill, I can't have dinner with you because I'll be leaving tonight, but I'll be more than happy to have lunch with you. And I said to him, I just want to let you know, Mr. Kennedy, that I'm not going to pick your brain. All I want to do is thank you for what you have done for my business, because I originally bought your magnetic marketing system, and then I became an Inner Circle member. I was receiving an OBS marketing letter, and then I started to invest in every resource that he had available to help me grow my business, including learning how to write better, more effective copy, and all the other marketing strategies that I was teaching. And I was getting Herculean growth in my business. So I said to him, all I want to do is thank you. And he said to me, I'll never forget these words. He said, Bill, if all you want to do is thank me and you don't pick my brains, you're crazy. So I showed up to this wonderful lunch I had with Dan with a stack of papers, this thing, of everything that I was doing in my marketing. I sat and showed it to him. And at that point, towards the end of the lunch, he said to me, Bill, you're applying my strategy so well to your retail industry that you should be teaching this to other retailers. And that was the first time I ever heard of the whole notion of teaching information to other people in a niche. And that's how I got really into the information marketing world, where I spend a lot of my time today. But then I immediately joined Dan's high-level mastermind group, and those of you that are not in a mastermind group, I highly encourage you to get into one of these. And I stayed connected to Dan. And then in 2003, Dan said to me that he wanted to turn over the day-to-day running of his Insider Circle business, and asked me if I would join forces with him in order to develop Glazer Kenny Insider Circle. And that really became the beginning of a wonderful relationship, where today at Glazer Kenny Insider Circle we continue to add somewhere in the neighborhood of 800 to 1,000 new members every month. We have the best newsletter on the planet, the No BS Marketing Letter. Have some other newsletters that we also make available that are more niche specific, such as Marketing to the Affluent and the No BS Marketing Info Letter. We have a Gold Plus telecoaching program. We have put on wonderful seminars each year. The annual Super Conference is a must for every entrepreneur. We also have the annual Info Summit, whereas if you're in the information marketing business or want to join us in this wonderful business, you want to be there. We also provide other niche seminars throughout the year and have other mastermind programs, such as our Peak Performers Group, which is being conducted with Peak Performers coach Lee Miltier, with Dan and myself, and many, many other programs at Glazer Kennedy. But really what I wanted to tell you about is the transformation that happened in my business, where I went from being a retailer, where I had, to be candid with you, was the only strategy that I had was working hard, and I had over $2 million invested in inventory that kept getting less and less valuable every day because it was seasonal. And I had 65 employees that were nothing but I was babysitting them often, and I was having to constantly be subjected to many of my vendors that would provide me with the products that I needed, to now being in total control of my business. At Glazer Kennedy, we have a very lean but effective staff. We don't need to have huge quantities of investment of our resources as we sell down. We just call up and replicate and duplicate them. And also, it's just absolutely heartwarming to us to see the kinds of results that our members are getting, where they're telling us, Dan, Bill, thank you. I finally have found the place where I can talk to like-minded entrepreneurs, people just like me who get it, who understand how to share in my success, who understand how to help me when I need help, and people that I can talk to. So we're very, very proud of Glazer Kennedy. I am humbled to be part of Glazer Kennedy. I love what I do, which is to be able to help entrepreneurs just like you to grow your businesses.